Hi, I'm Johnny. I'm a global artist ambassador for FENIX360, and I'm blessed to be joined today by the music composer Daniel STIMAC. Hi, Daniel. How you doing?
Hey, John, great. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for being with me, bud. It's great to see you, man. And I'm looking
You
forward to
too.
sharing some of your work and learning all about you. So, if it's cool with you, let's tune into your track "Almost Had It All." Right?
Sounds great.
That sounds good. Also, this is a track that was nominated by the Canadian Screen Awards. Correct?
Yes, the Academy of, I think it's Motion Picture and Cinema in Canada. Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, everybody, let's tune in to Daniel STIMAC with "Almost Had It All."
Time to let go. Seems like fortune was on my side. Brought you to me, but why did fate have to come in and rip you away? So close, but yet so far. I thought I knew just who you are. I'm breaking now. My heart aches through and through. How is it that you can't see that you're the one for me?
Hey, Daniel, great, man. Great to share your content with everybody. Thanks for that, bud. Can I
Thanks
ask
so
you
much,
now?
Sean.
You're welcome. Where are you from, and how'd you get involved in becoming a music composer?
So I was born and raised in Kona, Hawaii. And so grew up playing the little ukulele from time I was 3 or 4. And my mom and dad always kept me in music lessons and piano. And my mom would always take me to the Honolulu Symphony. That was the only symphony that would come to town.
Yeah.
And so I always loved music growing up and always loved orchestral music and film scores. So after living in Amsterdam a few years in Turkey, I moved to LA,
Uh-huh.
um, and got involved with a film score mixer, and then wanted to move more into composing. So for the past 12 years, I was down in LA area, Studio City, and working on whatever composing projects would come my way for film or video games or TV.
That's awesome, buddy. Listen, I love the fact that you lived overseas as well in Amsterdam. What an incredible
Yeah,
country. And in Turkey
an
too.
amazing
And I
place.
can tell you what, the depths of those experiences, living in those cultures and being in and among local people there and the languages, etc. This all builds basically your character and depth of
Mm.
understanding. And you may not even realize how much that's integrated into your musical compositions. And so, at any rate, I appreciate that. And also the dedication that it takes, ultimately 12 years of dedication to hone your craft and get to the extent where you are now, and being able to apply your musical compositions to scores for video games, for film. It's really interesting and encouraging, brother. So tell me, what are you working on right now? What's the current focus for you?
So yeah, I've just been working on this score for a video game called Maximum Action, and it's very different than what you just heard with Almost Had It All, where Almost Had It All is more of a quiet song with strings, and this is more rock 80s, or it's kind of like big 80s orchestral rock, I would call it, with
Uh,
some jazz influence. And it's basically for a shoot 'em up game called Maximum Action.
yeah,
And
sounds cool.
working with an amazing game developer down in San Diego.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, it's been a pleasure writing music for this project.
Oh, that is excellent. Now, growing up in Hawaii as well, like, what I mean, you're surrounded by so much music in that culture, not only traditional Hawaiian music, but I
Oh
think
yeah.
and people also embrace, all kinds of different genres of music, reggae music and pop music, etc. What were some of the influences you might have had musically growing up?
Definitely your Hawaiian artists like Kaylee Eater Ishell and the Crater Boys and all the good local bands, as well as Bob Marley and a bunch of the good reggae you hear there, Yellow Man, all these guys. Um, so that's what I grew up with, along with the film score stuff. And then, of course, you always hear pop stuff on the radio. And I have a lot of older brothers and sisters, so they introduced me to all the good 80s music. So I grew up with, great 80s soundtracks like from Top Gun and Footloose and all that stuff. So
Well, that's great. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Some of the one-hit wonders that might have been on those tracks, but
Yeah.
but still we all remember them. They're all relatable and recognizable from the 80s. Really fun music. I grew
Oh,
up in
man,
that time
totally.
frame. And so at that time, there were so many different convergences in music. You know what I mean? You had the classic
Same.
rock, but then you had new wave music and punk rock that was so influential. And
Yeah.
being in Studio City in LA, I mean, all of this was really erupting out of that market as well, and New York City and over in London.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so at any rate, it's interesting, these influences you have. And also, you're interested in ukulele from the islands. There's a great artist, Jake Shimabukuro, if you're familiar with
I
Jake,
love
right? He's the
absolutely.
greatest of all in that
Yeah.
particular instrument, I believe, and I'm a big fan. But at any rate, that's great that you're integrating some of these influences into your current music for Maximum, and some of the other projects that I'm sure that you have on the horizon. Now, do you use the social media platforms to help present and promote your work, Daniel?
So yeah, I use Instagram a bit to do that, and mainly YouTube, but then I also have a website.
Oh, really? What's your website?
So DanielJStimac.com.
Oh, perfect. Excellent. Man.
Yeah.
Well, listen, we appreciate connecting with you today, and we want everyone to tune into your social media links that you find below our interview, and also look for you on the FENIX360 app, Daniel. And so for the content that you'll be dropping soon and for your existing work, we're just happy that you're there and glad that we can connect with new fans and that can discover you there, and we'll follow your progress.
Thanks so much, John. Thanks for having me today.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
It's so nice to meet you.
Yeah, so me too, man. Shaka, brah. And everybody, I want you to tune into the social media links for Daniel STIMAC and look for him rising in FENIX360. And thank you, brother. Aloha, man. Good
Mahalo, John.
We almost had it all, but fate has taken